And I'm Biba.
And today we're going to be talking about 10 different games that may help you out while you're going through some heartbreak.
We've played through each of these games in our own unique scenarios of our lives, and they're going to be listed in no particular order. We really hope that this list helps you go through whatever feelings or emotions you might be dealing with.
Today we've got some tea with us, so I hope you grab your own drink and join us as we go through this list.
Cheers! A Short Hike. This short 3D pixelated game has you playing as Claire, a bird, who is visiting her aunt's cabin on a mountainous island. Claire is aimless and unmotivated, but she is encouraged to go and explore the island and community. Eventually, her goal is to hike to the top of the mountain to find cell phone reception, but she must strengthen herself with enough golden feathers to make the steep climb. There are adorable mini-games along the way and friendly characters that just make your heart warmed. The art style is unique and the music is dynamic. It shifts with the surrounding scenery or elevation of your hike. The script writing is super wholesome, and this game is very calming for anyone who just needs to remove themselves from reality. Let's just say I played this game on the night of a heartbreak and it was very therapeutic.
Animal Crossing: New Horizons. I'm sure most of us have heard about Animal Crossing. It launched in March 2020, right before the lockdown hit. The creative nature of this game allows players to fully immerse themselves and take control of their own island. It is the perfect little getaway from the real world and a wonderful outlet for creative freedom. Animal Crossing is known as a zero-pressure, fun, and calming game. I have found that through creating and decorating my island, it offered me a nice, purposeful daily routine. This definitely helped me a lot when I was stuck in a rut, and it can definitely become an artistic outlet to dedicate an area of your island to someone or something. As a result, many say that Animal Crossing helps them feel safe and in control.
Gris. Gris, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. The art style is portrayed with ink and watercolor, accompanied by an impressive orchestral score. I highly recommend playing this docked to get the full experience. Gris is French for gray. This is symbolic as the game begins with the character losing her voice and falling from her crumbling world, which I interpreted as a traumatic event in her life. All color in the game disappears and she is left navigating a world of grayscale. As you progress, you start to recover one color at a time, which gets added into the scenery. There is no narration in this game, so all the artistic scenes are completely left up to your interpretation. She is on a quest to recover herself, overcome challenges, and find her voice again. The game is not challenging, but still engaging, as some of the puzzles required some concentration. Though implicit, the game handles the topics of trauma and grief like visual poetry, and the ending gave me a sense of optimism and hope. I'll admit, this game left me blinking away a few tears. I really love this game.
The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. I'm sure almost everyone has either played or heard about Breath of the Wild. This open world game allows players to fully immerse themselves in the Kingdom of Hyrule at their own pace and follows the adventure of Link as he traverses the many different regions. Players have the choice to explore every corner of the game and soak in the beautiful environments, cook, defeat monsters, or go straight to the castle and defeat Ganon. The game presents themes of failure, loss, and grief, as the main storyline is told through flashbacks of memories prior to the downfall of our beloved Hyrule. As Link navigates through this post-apocalyptic Hyrule, he is given the responsibility to save the world all over again, despite being shown his own failures and the loss of his friends. Players are encouraged to go at their own pace as they follow along with Link as he overcomes a world defined by changes and loss.
Spiritfarer. Spiritfarer is a melancholic game that explores the topics of death in an uplifting and lighthearted way. You play the game as Stella, the incoming Spiritfarer, and her job is to bring spirits into the afterlife on her boat. While they are on your boat, you must perform different actions to keep them happy. These include building new rooms, cooking, harvesting ingredients, crafting, and fulfilling quests in order to successfully pass them into the afterlife, echoing management-style games with a more adventurous tone. This game truly shines with its ability to engage the player to build relationships with each spirit and their individual storylines, whether it be fighting cancer or life regrets. Sending off a spirit into the afterlife is a bittersweet moment in the game, as you create bonds with the characters on your boat. However, the game beautifully succeeds in keeping this moment uplifting despite the solemnness of the scene. To top it all off, the music in this game is extremely soothing and the artwork is absolutely stunning.
The First Tree.
The first tree is a simple game about a fox trying to find her missing family. It's a short and emotional game as it artistically layers a vocal dialogue between a couple which surrounds the partner's estranged relationship with his father. Essentially, you play as the fox looking for her missing family and you listen to a man tell his life story. The stories are woven together as aspects of the man's life get incorporated with the scenes of the fox. The scenes are visually beautiful and the puzzles are simple. It would be perfect for those who are debating between watching something simple on Netflix or would prefer to play a game instead, as this game is more like playing through a short film. There was a lot of heart and soul put into this game, especially since the voices were both done by the developer and his wife.
The Last Campfire. The Last Campfire is played through the eyes of a lost ember, and the purpose of the game is to reach the final campfire and light it. On this adventure, you come across lost souls, who the game refers to as the Forlorn, and you need to work through puzzles in order to restore their souls and help them to the last campfire. Grief is addressed delicately, as some embers are eager to be helped and restored while others prefer to be left alone. There are also some very interesting characters who all have their own stories of passion, loneliness, and fear. The puzzles are interesting and reminded me of the shrine challenges in Breath of the Wild. Apart from these shrine puzzles, there are other logical puzzles that can give your head a scratch, but feel quite rewarding after completing them. None of these puzzles felt overbearing, thankfully. The Last Campfire is a great and simple game that covers many different themes about feeling lost in your own personal journey.
Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is another popular game that I'm sure most of us have heard about. Stardew Valley follows a corporate office worker who quits their job after facing massive burnout and inherits their late grandfather's farm. Similar to Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley provides an open-ended experience where players can choose how to manage their farm and interact with different NPCs. It has creative aspects like Animal Crossing, but a little more structured. The player is able to do what they wish and still have a role to play in the Stardew Valley plot. The game is addicting and rewarding, allowing players to sink time into the game while feeling like they are accomplishing something. This is perfect for those days when you don't feel like getting out of bed or feel like you're in a slump. This little world will accept you even through hard times, unless of course you get hard rejected by your crush during the flower dance.
Rime. Rime is a beautiful game that is also told in a very symbolic way, as it also has no actual dialogue. You start as a young boy who washes up on the shore of a magical island. There is no direction, and you are encouraged to go explore the stunning scenery. Slowly, you start to discover new characters, some of which are friendly and others that are quite daunting. The boy has a song in his heart and must go through new adventures and overcome great trials. Before long, you are solving puzzle after puzzle, none of which are too complicated, but also not easy enough that you can just breeze through them. Like many of the games mentioned before, the artwork in this game is stunning and admirable, as the score is mystically soothing. In the words of a friend of mine, it is a game that will make you feel wonder, fear, and grief. Be ready to cry. If you end up playing Gris, there are similar emotions to that in this game, but the gameplay is very different.
To the Moon. To the Moon is an approximately 4-hour game which explores themes of life, love, grief, and death. You follow two scientists who give patients another chance at life through rewriting their memories to live out their final request. These new memories will then be the last thing the patient remembers before passing away. Here we follow along as Dr. Wyatt and Dr. Rosaline delve into a dying old man's memories in order to fulfill his last wish of going to the moon. The story is engaging and impactful and could definitely bring out the tears for many players. We would recommend this game to everyone, especially those looking for a good cry. In terms of gameplay, To the Moon is quite simple. You walk around and interact with objects in order to progress the story. There are simple puzzles and small mini-games which appear throughout, but the vast majority of the game centers around the player exploring the maps. We recommend going into this game as you would a visual novel. And there's a list for 10 games for the brokenhearted. I'm sure we've probably missed some, so please let us know down in the comments below what games helped you in your heartbreak or any similar emotions you've gone through. And also, one disclaimer before we go, video games do not remove our emotions, but it can definitely help us process them as we heal.
Just like the video games that we've mentioned above, the protagonist always comes out victorious at the end, and we strongly believe that we all will too. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Bye!
Bye!